I'm Tony Lavish, the metaphysician, and thank you for watching my video. So, you're in quarantine, you want to meditate, but you don't know how to, or you may be a little intimidated, or you might feel corny taking the lotus position. Well, I have some meditation tips for beginners that work. Stay tuned. Before I get into my tips, let me just say that meditation has been instrumental in me and my healing journey. So if you've ever been thinking about doing it and had reasons for not doing it, now is the perfect time to do it while we're in quarantine. And here are some meditation tips for beginners that work. Tip number 1 is prayer. Make sure that you think of meditation like prayer. Prayer is when you talk to God and God listens. Well, meditation is when God is talking and you are listening. I hope that makes sense. Number 2 is your breath. Now, this should have been number 1, but I wanted you to look at prayer and meditation as the same thing. But number 2 is your breathing. You cannot get to where you want to go without the proper breathing when you are meditating. 636 patterns of cyclical breathing help tremendously. If you've never heard me talk about 636, I've talked about it in one of my videos, or you can Google it. And so tip number 3 is posture. You don't have to take the lotus position if you don't feel comfortable with it. You can absolutely sit in a chair, on the sofa, but what you don't want to do is sit in the bed because you might fall asleep, because that just defeats the purpose. So, tip number 4 is the place that you meditate. Since we're all in quarantine now, of course we have to meditate in the house. You can't go around nature. You can't go to the parks and the beaches. If you're blessed enough to have a tree or some grass around your house, then that is the best place to meditate, is in nature. The ocean, the tree, a park. But since we're all in the house, that is, if you can fit it in, hey, then that is definitely the best place to meditate for beginners. It's the easiest place to meditate for beginners or those who have experience in it as well. And finally, number 5 is music. You absolutely do not have to sit there with no music. You can get some frequencies. If you listen to frequencies, make sure you listen in headphones. You can listen to classical music. You can listen to anything that you like that's soft, that does not have any lyrics. And that way, you won't have to get all crazy when those thoughts come in your mind like, I wonder who won the game, oh, did I check that email? Because the thoughts are going to come. But if you can find a positive mantra to focus on, something positive you can repeat over and over in your mind while you're listening to the beats or the frequencies, then you will be great. And I hope that these tips help you, and I must say they were tremendously helpful when I was recovering on my recovery journey. Manifestations, meditations, they all go hand in hand. So even if you want to use the law of attraction and manifest, you have to meditate or visualize. So it's pretty much the same thing. So I hope these tips help you. If you really are going to start meditating, these tips will have you meditating like a yogi in no time.